faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day.
Wow, that was just part of the speech given by Martin Luther King Jr. during the March on Washington in 1963.
Oh, wow. Of course, today is the day we honor Dr. King. That time in our history was so filled with discourse and deep injustice.
We hope no matter where you are today, at work, at home, you've been able to pause and think about the difference you are making in our community.
All right, well, let's get to it. We start, as we do every day, with some headlines right outside your door. Today's Bird's Eye View.
Today marks 30 years since the flood of 1996.
Yeah, major flooding hit our area after heavy rain combined with rapid snow melt. So temperatures spiked from below freezing into the 60s, sending water rushing into the area rivers.
John, we were both covering this flood live as it happened. It was a Saturday morning. Right. There you saw the video, the two of us. Holy cow, who are those people?
The Steelers equipment was stuck in Three Rivers Stadium, and they were headed for the Super Bowl in Arizona. So the water's coming up, and the crews are over there desperately trying to get the equipment out.
Good morning to you guys. Listen, the Steelers have now requested interviews with 9 candidates, and the latest one is very familiar with Western Pennsylvania. We're talking about Mike McCarthy, the former coach of the Packers. He beat the Steelers in Super Bowl 45, as you may remember. He most recently was the Cowboys head coach. McCarthy is from Greenfield. He worked as a grad assistant and then the wide receivers coach at Pitt.
A big deal, and so big, in fact, Mike Tomlin is here, and that's his daughter, Harley Tomlin. He claims that she's the best athlete in the house. I don't doubt that.
You can see even the snow just sticking to my hair right now. Yeah, and we know the Duquesne Light is preparing for the dangerous cold and also power outages that could potentially come with it. While they are not anticipating widespread power outages, they are preparing in advance.
And, you know, one of the things we are talking about today and we are going to find out more about is the cold weather. Hope you're staying warm today. And maybe you're heading out to the grocery store. So let's talk about grocery shopping, something we all can relate to. You know how everyone complains about the grocery runs, the long aisles, high prices, and the same old stuff? Well, that's about to change in Pittsburgh. Tell us more about this, Mikey.
Yeah, sure is. Grocery shopping might not sound exciting, but in Pittsburgh right now, it kind of is. Because the way we shop for food is starting to look different, and so are the stores popping up around town. Next Pittsburgh recently wrote about grocery stores that are headed our way. Turns out downtown is getting Well Market, designed for grab and go and city living. Wegmans is finally coming to Cranberry. Myers is expanding into Western PA. And neighborhood stores like Harvest on Main are opening in places that haven't had a full grocery store in years. Bottom line, shoppers want choices, and Pittsburgh is finally getting more of them. And this is not just about what's opening, it's about what people love. The Washington Post reported on the top grocery stores according to shoppers. Customers rank Aldi and Trader Joe's high for value, Wegmans for quality and experience, and Costco as a favorite for families on a budget. So I think all of that makes sense. So it turns out that price does matter.
Sure.
But so does convenience, quality, and really like how you feel walking out of the store.
I agree with all of this. I have noticed, I think with a lot of people, especially in the pandemic, how we started doing more online shopping for our groceries. I have been able to cut some of my costs, but I still love when I need a couple extra things running into the grocery store. It does, when you can grab a coffee at your grocery store, or you know, like we have a BJ's close to us, so we're not Costco members, but we're BJ's members, and I know I can grab a pretzel on the way out, or a bite to eat, or a bottle of wine. They've added that aisle.
Right.
I think when you have those extras, it feels like a bonus.
It really does. I enjoy going into Trader Joe's. That's like my jam. But BJ's, they have really good hot dogs.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, nothing stresses me out more than a Trader Joe's.
What? Maybe I love the stress of it. Why? Is it because it's so compact? Or?
I'm telling you, please tell me I'm not alone. I think it's the congestion. I do. I love all of the products they have, and they have some wonderful prices, and the cheeses, the cheese selection, and you know how I feel about cheese. But for some reason, I cannot, there's just, it's like no one knows where they're going.
Yes.
And so everybody's like this, and you feel like you're constantly bumping into people, and I don't appreciate it. I don't love it.
And the chaos of it.
Try bringing 3 kids, and then tell me how you feel when you leave there. It is. Oh.
All right, you talked about actually going into the grocery store. So we thought, let's head to a neighborhood grocery store and see ourselves how owners are creating a unique experience for their customers. Now, Sprankle's Neighborhood Markets, it's in Saxonburg. They're not trying to be the biggest. They're focused on being personal and local and really a part of the community. Take a listen.
If you're shopping local, odds are you're supporting multi-generational family businesses that are working and playing in your neighborhood. Like ours, Guys and Styles Meat Cutters, we are second generation with over 3 locations, and we get the great opportunity to work with great neighbors like Mike the Meat Man.
Woo, Mike the Meat Man here. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, 3 of the biggest holidays, and we made the shopping experience great for our customers. I gotta get rid of this Christmas belly, baby. That's right. I gotta get into my Speedo this summer. Woo! And what better way of getting into that Speedo? $2.49 a pound, baby. $2.49 a pound at all 3 locations.
When you support small grocery stores, you have a chance to support the whole community. Like our friends here at Main Street Bakery, guys, women-owned business, first generation, a great opportunity to support the community. When you shop local grocery stores, you have a chance to buy more than just cornflakes and toilet paper. We got more to offer. When you're done doing your shopping, check out a great beer or great Korean food like here in Saxonburg. Guys, as always, you can't believe the national hype. It's not all true. Make sure you check out your local grocer. There's a lot going on in your community. And as always, we can't do without you. Check out a local grocer today.
Yeah, so that location, they also have a coffee shop like you were talking about. They have Pennsylvania skill games, which is fun.
Yeah.
So Doug and his brother Ryan, they take customers behind the scenes during their own podcast. It's called Checked Out. And they tell some of the funniest stories if you get a chance to check them out on Instagram. It's a lot of fun. So they have 3 locations. It's in Saxonburg, Katanning, and Leechburg.
I know that we have a smaller independent grocery store too in the South Hills somewhere. I have not been to it yet. It starts with an H. What is it? Help me out. I cannot remember the name of it. But you know, I think that these small places, and we sent our photographer Scott Danka up there to check out this one. Yeah. But it's really cool to see that these places still exist, that you can go in, and it feels very much like the Brady Bunch. Like Alice is going in to meet Mike the Meat Man to pick up the week's meat. Like it's really
reminds
nice
me
to
of
have.
one of those grocery stores where you're going to know at least 10 people every time you go.
Every time you walk in.
Yeah, neighbors.
Really
All right,
cool.
so we want to take a second to acknowledge Mike the Meat Man, who you saw in the video. And I'm sure many people in the Saxonburg area look forward to seeing him whenever they visit the store. That's because people like the Meat Man become these fun figures in the community that they're in. So check out what we mean.
I grew up in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, which is like an hour south of Pittsburgh. One person I will never forget, his name was Tudor, and he would wear various hats, my favorite of which being a blue wizard's hat with stars on it. And he would walk around town and deliver food from like the different cafes and restaurants to like other people down the road.
Yeah, you know, that's so funny. I know I had a few neighborhood characters growing up. We had Mr. Murphy. He owned the corner store, and so he lived 2 houses down from me. So you had to be nice to Mr. Murphy because when you would go to the store, he would give you extra candy. So you had that was my strategy.
Was this one of those places that had penny candy?
Not penny candy. Like they had the full site. It wasn't a penny candy store, but they had all sorts of things.
So you know, we went to Yetter's a lot in Millville when I was growing up, and then we had a corner store when we lived on Sharps Hill called Christie's Market. Yeah. And that same thing. Like you have to be nice to those small business owners who are in your neighborhood, especially when you're a kid, because you're going to be stopping in there.
Right. Because you're only working with like 50 cents. Like that 50 cents has to go a long way.
It has to go far. Really fun conversation. Yeah. Hey, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, we are checking on the cold forecast. How low is it going to go? Plus, meteorologist Ray Petland is embracing these colder temperatures by breaking down the meaning of the word Arctic. Yeah, we all throw it around a lot, but here's a hint. There's a connection to bears. You may need to take notes.
Very interesting. And here's some trash talk we actually want to hear. Boaz got to hang out with a couple of eco-friendly mascots to learn simple ways we can all recycle better at home.
And what you eat can have a powerful impact on how your body feels each day. Learn how to make simple, flavorful meals designed to support your health. Don't go anywhere. More Talk Pittsburgh is coming right back.
Well, a new year and needs new health goals, want more energy, fewer aches, or just to feel better? That's where anti-inflammatory eating comes in. Chef Janet Loughran is here with dishes to get you started. I love this. And we're all about the anti-inflammatory diet. And for you, this is really personal in 2026.
Yes, my husband has finally decided to take care of his health, and he has an autoimmune disease that really, if you have bad food in your system, he flares up.
Yeah.
And he's noticed whenever he eats healthily that he's feeling better.
That sounds just such like a man, doesn't it?
Yes.
Like finally decide to take care of your health.
Yes.
But I get it. It's hard.
I know.
Yes.
It's tough to even get him to the doctor, but oh well. So I'm glad we're here. All right, so what we're going to do today is a lemon turmeric salmon, crusted salmon. The turmeric is really good for anti-inflammatory. Obviously lemon, we have the Dijon, so we get onto all that. So first what we're going to do is put some salt and pepper on our salmon, and you'll see on the recipe that it's going to call for 4 fillets. I'm just doing 2 for now. I just cooked off the other 2. And then I just want some pepper on there.
Yeah.
And then what you can do is maybe get some aggression out.
Oh, I love that. I need to do that.
I know we're the winners of the game, but I figure like maybe Baltimore people wanted to go.
No, I just think overall, just to start this year, I need to let it out.
Yes,
So
I know. Now, if you don't have a food processor, this is the process of getting of the walnuts. We just want the walnuts nice and small, okay? If you want to put that in there.
Okay.
And then we're going to switcheroony.
And I was going to say, my husband has high blood pressure, and so he actually takes turmeric in a supplement form, and it really helps with that inflammation.
I've added it to my tea. I add it to bone broth, actually. Nice little color to it as well. All right, now what you're gonna do next is, this is just Dijon mustard. I'm gonna have you just spread that on there, and if you don't have a pastry brush, don't worry, just use the back of a spoon.
Just the back of a spoon.
And then I'm gonna continue on with the crust here. Okay, so we have 1/4 cup of olive oil.
Okay.
You could use avocado oil if you want. And here's our turmeric. It's very bright yellow. It does
very bright.
stain, be careful. And it has like a savory smell to it.
Okay, let me smell.
Yeah,
It is very savory.
How do you explain it?
It's not quite spicy. It's warm.
Yes,
it has
warm.
like an essence.
Like a nutmeg kind of warm.
Yeah,
sort
like
of.
you're sitting by the fire.
Yeah. You're very descriptive. All right, so we have just the zest, which is basically, I use a microplaner. I use this every day.
Oh, you're aggressive with that.
Woo! Bibbidi bobbidi. So you could also use the small size of a box grater too. Okay, so we got the zest of 2 lemons here. That's going to give us lots of lemon flavor. And I also use my microplaner for 2 garlic cloves. Okay, so we're going to mix that together, and it will come together. I'm making a mess to form a paste. Okay, and if you were to use a food processor, it would be even more pasty.
Right.
Okay, so what we would do is we would just put this on there, and that Dijon is going to act as like a binder for us. So it's going to stay on. We're going to put that in a 400-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes, depending on how thick it is. But the trick is, whenever you bring it out, if you push on the salmon and the fillets kind of separate from each other, that's how you know that it's done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hate overcooked salmon.
I know.
Yeah, I don't like it
mealy,
at all.
I know.
But I like the fact that you're not using a food processor for this one, because I feel like it's going to give it more texture.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Okay, so while that would be in the oven, you know, theoretically, we'll come over here. This is my.
And you said how long do you put this in the oven
12
for?
to 15 minutes at 400 degrees.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so over here is my 3-bean salad. This is perfect for just a snack. I mean, if you just want to grab something, a nice side dish, because it lasts all week. It lasts 5 to 6 days, and it doesn't break down.
I love 3-bean salad.
Isn't that great? Okay, so you're going to help me mix. This is super simple. This is just frozen, thawed, cut up French green beans. I just found them in the freezer section. Sometimes you can see like a 10-ounce bag. Sometimes it's 12-ounce. I don't care.
And the fact that they're frozen, it doesn't even, like, these look so fresh.
Right,
They really
exactly.
do.
And you don't have to blanch them, because when you put them in the freezer, they kind of get a little bit mushy coming out.
Right.
All right, we have kidney beans, just 1 can rinsed. And we also have chickpeas, or garbanzo beans. That's the other thing they're called. But you could really do any bean you want. You could do northern beans, pinto beans, black beans, whatever you got. All right, so then we also have some red onion. I'm just going to chop that up for you here. We have about a 1/4 cup. Now, you could also use shallots.
Wait, how did you chop that so
I know.
efficiently?
Well, see, I already went like this. And then, yeah. Well, you never know how much time we have.
You are a pro.
You're funny.
Okay.
But you could use shallots or green onions if you wanted to. This is apple cider vinegar. Very good for you.
That's also anti-inflammatory.
It is. I know. And all of these ingredients together, if you eat them together, actually give you more of the nutrients and the good things from them. They work together in conjunction.
You know what I mean. It pulls the nutrients out of the food. Yeah.
All right. So we have olive oil here. There's a 1/4 cup of that, and then just honey. Now, if you don't want to use honey,
really, that's surprising.
It just needs needs, because of all that apple cider vinegar, you need a little bit of sweetness to cut that
To balance it out, yeah.
If you don't want to use honey, just use sugar, and that's it. That's it. Gosh. So it comes together quickly. It lasts 5 or 6 days, and then when the salmon's done, that turmeric really gives a lot of color.
Of course, you have one prepared
ready
already.
to go. Ready to go.
I can't wait to dig into this.
Oh, it's so good.
And where do you usually buy your cuts of salmon?
Believe it or not, Costco has really good pricing and really good options. I always just make sure that I check to see when it was packaged, that it was, maybe that day, hopefully. Isn't that good? I know. Okay.
Amazing.
I know, and you don't have to cook on the stove or anything. Just go straight in the oven.
Like the walnuts give it a nice crunch,
Yes.
and then the turmeric.
Yay! Oh, I forgot. I'm so sorry. We're supposed to put a little bit of lemon juice on.
Okay, it doesn't even matter. Oh, this is delicious. Thank you, Chef
You're
Janet.
welcome.
Oh, multiple bites. She went in for multiple. It looks really good. Hey, next on the show, it's another winter day in January, but there are some reasons to smile, right, Mary?
I'm smiling right now. Does that help? Does that work? Yeah. Does this help?
It's gonna soften the blow a little bit, hopefully.
Yeah, when you go outside, that might be your face because of how cold it is. Skiers may like this. You may like this. It is going to get very cold, but we have a brief little warm-up. It's a roller coaster, so if you like roller coasters, that's ahead. I'll let you know what you can expect for your plans in your forecast by the hours when we come back.
Take a look at this scene in the South. This would be, as you know, a normal Monday for us in Pittsburgh. In fact, yes, it was a normal Monday morning. It snowed a little bit here. But in Florida, this is enough to rattle folks. This is from the Florida Panhandle. And how about this? You may remember the CBS News reported this. I went back and looked at a report. Some of the same areas from over the weekend that saw the snow saw 8 inches of snow last year.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Do you remember when Texas had all of that snow and it shut it down? Like 5 inches, everything was shut down for a week.
Meanwhile, I know a lot of people were glued to the TV.
That didn't look real, too.
I didn't.
It was beautiful.
When you see the palm trees and we saw quite the show watching playoff football yesterday. Flags flying during the games, really fun. Frankie was I don't know about Billy, but Frankie was so excited it was snowing for football.
I know. When I saw the Rams and the Bears, I was like, oh, that's in Chicago. Because the football, he was like, yeah, how'd you know? I'm like, because it's snowing there and it won't snow in LA.
Right. Okay, so we've been watching all this winter weather across the country. Mary is here to answer your questions in her forecast by the hours. And because of the cold, because of the snow, I think a lot of people are staying indoors, including Lane, who is staying in to play guitar tonight.
Play that guitar, Lane. You hang out inside, you learn some new tunes, write a song, anything. It is going to be very cold tonight. Our actual temperatures into the teens, but I mean, that's at 6 o'clock this evening, and it's going to feel even colder. So by tomorrow morning, we're talking about wind chills well below 0.
So when I left this morning, I saw that light dusting of snow. Kathy and Madonna say they're clearing up their sidewalks. They're going to do that tomorrow morning. I'm just so curious if there's anything left, if it's going to freeze, because we know it's going to be really cold.
Yeah, I feel like, too, just with any of those little kind of bursts that we see, you are going to be dealing with some icy conditions. So if you look at a graphic right now, it's going to be icy. So still a little snow out there, but it's whenever that snow just kind of gets cleared because the salt, and then it melts, and then it's just going to keep staying icy and refreezing.
Well, and we know that some of the salt only works at certain degrees, so then you're going to get into that dangerous territory where it's not even working.
So salt the sidewalks. I just bought my salt yesterday. I needed more. You'll still have those little patches everywhere, especially those parking lots and any untreated surfaces. So just bundle up when you're going to be outside salting those sidewalks.
Sherry is staying inside as well. She's heeding your advice to crochet Tuesday night.
Ooh, I wonder what you're going to make.
I want to know too.
I know. Well, that sounds warm and cozy. So stay inside because our high temperatures are only in the teens. There will be sunshine. So if you sit by a window and you're crocheting, you'll see the sun. It'll look nice. It'll look deceiving. But even that, though that's our actual temperature, it's going to feel into the single digits and below 0 all day long.
Okay, so that's Tuesday. We got Tuesday covered. It's cold.
Yep.
Stay inside if you can.
Stay inside.
I chuckled a little bit at this because Audrey has an appointment on Wednesday and wanted to know, Mary, hours.
Yeah.
Can she wear shorts?
No, you may not. You may not. Here's what you should wear. Here's what you should wear. You should wear a coat, a turtleneck, some winter boots, a hat, and gloves. I mean, literally, 37, it looks fantastic. Like our temperature, upper 30s compared to the teens, but that is still pretty cold. I mean, you still need the layers. I think if you were asking about today, I would say like 2 coats, 2 turtlenecks if you're going to be out walking around. It's going to be so cold the next couple of days, but then after midweek, we have another big big dip in temperatures.
I saw that. I saw that this morning. I said, Ron, I thought that it was just a couple of days. No, it's going to dip. We're going to come up just a little bit, just enough to tease you.
Yep. And then go boop, right back down.
Well, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, Mary, Mikey, I hope you're very informed now. We're going to take it over to you, who's talking about a whole nother type of cold.
Shorts. No way. No way, Audrey. Well, it is feeling like the Arctic outside, so no shorts. So meteorologist Ray Petlin is diving into how the Arctic got its name and how constellations and even bears play a role in it all.
That's so cool.
Many names have meanings. Like my name, for instance, Raymond, it means lover of pierogi. Okay, that's not true. It actually means wise protector. Other names have meanings too. Pittsburgh is named after William Pitt the Elder, and Pennsylvania is named after William Penn. Some places aren't named after people, though. They're named after what is found there. Like Arctic and Antarctic. Arctic obviously means something, and ant or anti means lack of. So what is it that the Arctic and Antarctic are named for? The Arctic is the region where we find the North Pole, and the Antarctic is the region where the South Pole is found. These areas have many similarities, but they also have many differences, and both have names that have to deal with bears. According to the University of Iowa's Bible and Archaeology Department, the name of the Arctic comes from Arcticos, meaning related to or near the bear. Essentially, this means the Arctic is related to or near bears, and the Antarctic isn't related to bears or near them either. This seems to make sense on the surface since the Arctic has polar bears and the Antarctic doesn't. What if I told you, though, that those bear populations were not the reasoning behind the naming of the Arctic or Antarctic, even though it seems to fit? According to the World Wildlife Fund, you have to look up in the night sky towards the constellations that contain the Big and Little Dippers. Those constellations are Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, and those constellations translate to the Great Bear and the Little Bear. Ursa Major and Ursa Minor are visible in the North Arctic areas, but not visible in the southern Antarctic areas. The Big Bear and the Little Bear are what are called circumpolar constellations. According to NASA, these are constellations that surround the celestial poles without ever falling below the horizon. This means that these star bears are in the north, but not in the south, meaning one is Arctic and the other Antarctic. There are constellations in the southern hemisphere that you can't see in the north. Those would include the Peacock and the Toucan, but if you ask me, the bears, no bears, seems to make better sense. Reporting from home, I'm meteorologist Ray Petlin.
I love that we're sharing the Hey Ray. I learned so much by watching these.
I was thinking.
And don't you feel like it's, I know these air mostly on the weekends, but it's like that educational nature. I feel like I'm watching like a Bill Nye the Science Guy a little bit.
I wanted it to keep going. I want to know more.
Learn more. Okay, well, as we know, the temperatures have dropped. They're going to remain very chilly, but apparently the Cardinals are still out. Ray captured this video on his bird feeder cam, and it's just gnawing away out there. And truly, you know, Ray, Boaz, Scott Danka, our photographer, and I are in this little group. We share videos on Instagram, the Bird Nerds.
The Bird Nerds, yes.
But I do think that Ray has become the bird whisperer. Truly.
It truly. Didn't David get you one of these for Christmas?
So he got me, and I forget the name of it, but I have it set up. There is a video camera on it, and there's like little solar panels so it can stay working.
Right.
I've yet to have a bird. However, we live in a newer development. There are fewer trees, so I think any birds that we would have in the neighborhood are in the woods, like they're tucked away. They're not in our neighborhood.
Maybe they will come. If you call them, they will come.
By summertime, I can't wait. Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is celebrating the life and legacy of the late Mac Miller. And the Trib announced a new publication to help fill the void of closing papers in the city. Those details are ahead.
And we're talking weddings. An expert is sharing the must-haves, the surprises, and the flowers you might want to avoid on your big day.
And Pittsburgh has no shortage of mascots, and this time, they're going green. Boaz is introducing us to a duo that's passionate about keeping Pittsburgh clean. That's next.
sometimes recycling can be a little confusing. Like, what things can you put in the blue bin, and how do you get rid of old electronics? Well, I'm here at the City of Pittsburgh Environmental Services to get some answers from a raccoon. There he is, Buster. Good to see ya. Buster's the mascot for Pittsburgh Environmental Services, and he was eager to introduce me to his colleague, Helena. So Helena, how much does the City of Pittsburgh recycle every year?
In 2024, we ended up recycling 2 Eiffel Towers worth of recycling.
That's about 13,700 tons of recyclables. And how long's Buster been around?
Well, he was created in the 1990s with a Waste Buster program, hence the name Buster the Raccoon.
Buster showed me one of his favorite recycling trucks. You ever driven one of these things? Yeah. And that's where we met up with one of his old friends. So nice to meet you, Litterbug. I don't even know which hand to shake. There's so many of them. The Litterbug is the mascot for the Pennsylvania Resource Council. When they were founded in 1939, their initial mission was to reduce roadside trash. The Litterbug was introduced in the 1950s as part of their Don't Be a Litterbug campaign. Today, their focus is on preventing waste and conserving the environment. So you're 2 mascots who love recycling. You must have so much to talk about. These 2 get together about once a month to play cards. I was lucky enough to get an invitation. Nope, go fish. Buster, do you have any 5s? Dang it. And no, I didn't fish my wish. Anyway, I told you I was gonna get some recycling answers. Well, Buster and Litterbug suggested we play a round of their favorite trivia games. Welcome to Can You Bin It, where we ask 2 mascots if various household items can go in those blue recycling bins. Can you put aerosol cans in the bin? What about glass bottles? Plastic bags? Yogurt tubs? Styrofoam? Old issues of mascot magazines? What about an old laptop? But just because you can't put it in your blue bin doesn't mean that there's no way to recycle it. In 2022, these 2 mascots teamed up, along with their organizations, to host affordable electronics recycling events. They take place every Tuesday and Thursday here in the Strip District. Pittsburgh residents can bring in all kinds of electronics and pay just 35 cents per pound to recycle them. The Litterbug introduced me to his colleague Sarah to explain how it all works. So someone drops off a TV or a microwave or a humidifier or whatever, and then where does that go?
We work with a company called eLoop. They're an export PA, so they're very local. This material all gets sent there, and they demanufacture it. They pretty much break it down into its components.
Whoa.
So there'll be circuit boards, there'll be the plastic frames, from the glass, and then that then gets sent out to another third party that then will recycle that material. This is just a small assortment of some of the more unique items that have come through.
So like an old Polaroid camera.
Many people haven't seen an old rotary phone if they know how to use it.
And of course, so many different generations of Apple Music devices. This is, oh wow, this is a really old one. In their first 3 years, this partnership has recycled more than 420,000 pounds of electronics. With those stats, you might think Buster and Litterbug would be resting on their laurels, but no. This insect and raccoon are too busy schlepping TVs.
I love this idea. We have an old TV and we're trying to figure out what to do with it. I wasn't sure where to take it, and I love that there's a mascot that supports this whole effort. Of
Welcoming you in.
Found him, yes.
Well, you can learn more about how to recycle your old electronics on our website. We'll have a link with all the details.
Yeah, and Boaz has had the pleasure of meeting some of Pittsburgh's greatest mascots like Iceberg, Pirate Parrot, and Jeters.
One of my favorites.
Yes, one of your favorites. But there are so many more on his interview wish list. So get out your phones. Who do you think he should interview next? We have Steely McBeam, Jalapeno Hannah, of course, Romo, or the Duke.
And Romo, by the way, I didn't realize this, is over at Robert Morris University.
I didn't realize that either.
The Duke is pretty self-explanatory, of course.
Yeah, so many good choices there. All right, well, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, showing love for one of our own, fans of Mac Miller. You have a chance to celebrate the rapper on what would have been his 34th birthday. Find out where that's happening in your Good News Report after the break. Welcome back. Let's get into some good news that has us talking.
And we're starting with a local paper. The Trib is launching a new weekend publication to help fill the void left by the city paper and soon the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Starting May 9th, and that's actually the same week the Gazette is scheduled to close, the Trib will launch a Pittsburgh edition of the Tribune Review. It will feature original local reporting focused on Pittsburgh and Allegheny County. And you can celebrate the life of Pittsburgh's own Mac Miller. Today would have been his 34th birthday. I love watching that, the Tiny Desk series that he did. It was amazing. So spin one of his records at home, visit his murals in East Liberty and Etna, or you can head out to the Poetry Lounge in Millville for a night of Mac Miller tunes and karaoke. Actor and Pittsburgh native Michael Keaton was named Man of the Year by Harvard. The university's Hasty Pudding Theater Group recognized him for his latest contributions to the entertainment world. A ceremony to formally honor him is set for February 6th.
And a major win for healthcare in Mercer County. Sharon Regional is back open and now offering even better heart care. Patients will have better access to cardiologists and cardiovascular surgeons right in their own community, thanks to a collab with Independence Health System. A nonprofit took over and reopened the hospital last year.
And here's one of those health topics that's easy to put off, but experts say if you're over the age of 50, the shingles vaccine could play an important role in protecting your health and preventing serious complications.
Yeah, let's learn why it matters and what you should know.
Shingles is often described as a very painful experience, one that can disrupt daily life for several weeks. And in some cases, it can also lead to longer lasting complications.
Yep, he's right. The virus is painful and just plain inconvenient. Not only will it put you out of work for a bit, it will also have you scratching, just like another illness you may know pretty well.
This is the same virus that causes chickenpox. So as we get older, our immune system also weakens. And this translates into having an increased risk for shingles. And this generally happens at age 50.
And guess what? You're likely already walking around with shingles in your body and you don't even know it.
99% of adults 50 years and older already have the virus that causes shingles inside their body. And obviously not all of them will develop shingles. Age probably is the most important risk factor, but there's also certain health conditions like heart disease, diabetes, COPD, kidney disease, and asthma that have been associated with higher increased risk of shingles as well.
One common misconception is that shingles only affect much older adults. And the fact of the matter is that if you are 50 years or older, even if you feel healthy, even if you feel young, you are considered to be at risk for shingles. We are right now around the time of the year where many of us are often heading to our pharmacy to get our flu shot. So this is a very convenient time. It's a great opportunity also to talk with our pharmacist about other adult recommended vaccines.
Ouch, I didn't realize it could manifest on your face like that.
Yeah, and it can be very painful. I don't know if you remember this, but I had shingles.
Do I ever?
And
yes.
I talk about this often because I was also under the impression that this only affected older adults. Right. But it can really, if you've had chickenpox, it can be brought on by something as little as stress, because we know how much that can affect your immune system and your body responds. So for me, it was stress that flared it up, and I was shocked that I had it. Shocked.
I just remember how painful it was for you.
Yeah.
And irritating.
It can be irritating, and it can be very painful for people. And if you remember chickenpox, like think of the nonstop scratching, and you want to do that.
Oh yeah.
So again, it's very important to get your vaccine. We want to thank Giant Eagle Pharmacies for sponsoring this conversation. And if you can, get out there and make that appointment now.
Yeah, very good information. Well, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, we're checking in with Barry Pintar in the newsroom for your first look at the KDKA Evening News.
And weddings are expensive, but did you know one thing that could be racking up the cost? And it's all based on the season. We're helping you say I do to the right flowers after the break.
From luxury weddings to unforgettable events, she's the planner behind some of the most talked about celebrations.
Today, we are diving into Alexis Allen's world of design and details that set the tone for every season. We are so happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be here, so thank you, ladies.
And fresh off of a very big day, because you were part of the inauguration parties and celebrations for our newly in place mayor, Corey O'Connor.
Yes, it was a huge honor, and I have to be fully transparent. I got involved towards the tail end, so it was about the last 10 days. They asked me to come in and fine-tune some things, tie up some loose ends, and then streamline a lot of the process from the beginning at the Carnegie Music Hall all the way through the celebration at Children's Museum. So it was a whirlwind, about 2,500 people from beginning to end, but it was a thrill.
You know what? If anyone can do it,
it's amazing.
It is you, and it looked amazing.
I had a great team.
Yes.
Wonderful team.
Good. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about flowers, because I think when people are planning a wedding, they're always thinking about, you know, what flowers do I want? What do I want the mood to be? And there are certain flowers that are good for certain seasons. So let's just say you're having a wedding in the springtime. Kind of where should you start looking?
Yes, absolutely. And I will preface it with, when we start doing budget and we get to that line item of flowers, it's always a little sticker shock, and it's always an educational process. You know, obviously inflation is real and florals are not exempt from that. But if you're looking at having an event, a wedding in spring, obviously I would love for you to gear your focus on florals that are seasonal to that time. So we're looking at peonies, obviously tulips, and some other that are fresh during that time. Doesn't mean you cannot get florals that are out of season.
How beautiful this is.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain. Spring flowers are
gorgeous.
Gorgeous. I mean, there's gorgeous flowers all year round, and doesn't mean you cannot get flowers that are out of season. It's just you're going to pay a hefty price tag for them. And obviously, with us being in the States, a lot of times we're importing florals from other countries.
Do you have to do that often?
Oh yeah, a lot of times florals are coming from Holland, and yeah, they're being imported. But obviously, we do have great farms here locally too, and we love to locally source.
Yeah, it's just when you want them out of season, that's
correct. That's when we're going to look at that.
So let's talk about summer. Obviously, we know that summertime is going to provide us the most plentiful amount of florals.
Yes, definitely. And people are attracted to the peonies, but I will say that window is very small. So when we start getting into summer, the peony window has closed.
Yeah.
But conversations that I'm having with my clients is that if you love peonies, that means you also love romantic flowers as a whole. So let's start looking at roses. And so often people think of roses and they think of what you're getting at your grocery store. And not that there's anything wrong with those roses, but there are so many varieties of roses.
That's what I was thinking.
No, of course, everyone thinks of those. So there's Juliet roses, garden roses. They're ruffly, and they often have a similar profile to peonies, and so you can get that similar look, and you're going to be able to get those in the summer.
Ranunculuses.
I love ranunculus. Yes.
Ranunculus. Yeah, there's so many, and hydrangeas too.
Hydrangea are all year round.
All year round, you can get some really wonderful blooms,
They're
and
high
sunflowers
too.
I actually had a friend who planted all of his own sunflowers and used them for his wedding.
Very cool.
So,
I love that.
Fall, we're going to start to see some of this decline, but there are still some great blooms.
There are some great blooms, and dahlias, they're
Love them.
fantastic. And locally, you can get dahlias. People have them, and they're a nice big bloom. They often come in different sizes, but you get some really high impact of the fall. Obviously, roses are still happening, especially if you want to dip into some of those different variations and colors. You can have that happen in the fall.
And if you're having a wedding now, of which I had a wedding in February, it's like you don't even know where to start. It's so cold outside. What flower is in season?
I mean, actually, you can still get a lot in the winter time. Anemones is that very cool flower. Sometimes people don't recognize what it is. It's actually, you flash that up there. It's that one right there with the dark center, like that black navy blue center. It's a beautiful floral. We still are going to get ranunculus, which again kind of has that really romantic, ruffly look. Roses are still good. Amaranthus, which is a great holiday floral, but it comes in different colors, so you can still have that in the fall, or in the winter, excuse me.
I'm so curious. I've seen more and more people leaning into baby's breath, which feels like something that was outdated for a while, but it's coming back?
Yeah, like any other trend. It comes full circle, and you will see it a little bit. And I will actually say we're seeing baby's breath trail off a little bit, whereas maybe a couple years ago we were seeing them almost be like the primary flower. And maybe now we're seeing it more of a complement, or we're seeing other florals that have a similar look, like a wax flower. So, you know, trends are one of those things where they'll come back.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier in the show, I do stalk your social media pages, and I've known you for some time.
A long time.
And let's just say, you do some amazing weddings. I mean, they are beautiful.
I'm having a blast.
Yeah, you have people who are coming to you when they want the wedding of the year.
It's amazing what you can bring together and do.
Thank you. Yeah, I am blessed with some fantastic clients, and I always say they trust me, and that means a lot because I'm listening wholeheartedly to what they envision for their day, and then bringing on a team of vendors who can execute at the highest level.
To our producer, Brittany, who I see waiting here in the wings, I know her fiance is now watching too. When should they start planning for their wedding? Like, when do you want to set that date so you have everything you want?
I will say, I can only speak specifically to me, that most of my clients are coming to me between 10 and 12 months. Not to say that I don't work with clients outside of 12 months in that 14 to 16 month range, but I will, my sweet spot is 10 to 12 months. Okay. I have planned a wedding in 2 to 3 months.
Okay, that's fun.
It has happened. It has happened, and actually one of the weddings that you posted or flashed up there was done in 3 months.
Wow.
Oh,
it can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done. She's giving us hope. We love that. Still to come on the show, KDKA reporter Barry Pintar is standing by in the newsroom with the stories you won't want to miss tonight on the KDKA Evening News. We'll check in with him after the break. Let's take a moment to find out what you can expect to see on KDKA TV News tonight at 4, 5, and 6.
Barry Pintar is in the newsroom with some of the stories our team is working on. Barry?
Yeah, good afternoon, Heather and Mikey. Okay, so first, we're following up on a bizarre story from this weekend. You have to hear it to believe this. So, while a family was still home, a man breaks their window, crawls in, and claims to be an ICE agent. He then begins to take things from the home until, listen to this, a juvenile in the home punches him and knocks him out. While police came, he's now in custody. What we're learning today about this crazy incident. Also, as you likely know, it is Martin Luther King Day, and celebrations are happening all over our region, from prayer breakfasts to volunteering opportunities. We'll visit several locations to show how many in our area are honoring this day. Finally, you know it's cold, and it's going to get much colder. Single-digit low temperatures for several days this week, including tonight. Wind chills easily below zero. So the question, is your house ready? Well, we will get you ready and tell you how Duquesne Light and other power companies are talking about possible power outages. All that and much more starting up in just a few minutes on the KDKA newscasts.
You know, Barry, we were already talking about the low temperatures with Mary a little bit ago.
Yeah.
And tomorrow on top of it, the kids who were off today for MLK Day, they're back to school. And I know that a lot of parents are worried about the bus stop.
Yeah, and it's a valid worry. So just a couple tips for you. Number one, I got to tell you, you just really need to tune in to the KDKA Morning News. They have a crawl going at all times, the cancellations and the 2-hour delays. That's just good to know throughout the winter. But the last thing you want to do is not know that there's, for example, a 2-hour delay and have your kids waiting at the bus stop.
Too long.
Another thing, Ron popped into our morning meeting, and you know, we were asking him, Ron, what's your big advice? He says, layer, 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 layer. So for you, your kids, and certainly no unexposed skin, please, frostbite can happen in under an hour. So you really do have to take precautions because it can get dangerous in these low temperatures.
Sure, and the power outages, it's scary too. Thank you so much, Barry.
Thank
you. Well, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, we're wrapping things up with another quick look at your forecast and what we're chatting about for tomorrow's show.
Yeah, cold weather advisory starts tonight at 9 o'clock and goes through tomorrow into the afternoon. It is going to feel well below zero. These are our actual temperatures, so there may be some delays tomorrow at the bus stop. Put on all of the extra layers, as cold as 10 to 15 degrees below zero.
And that's because of some wind, right? We have wind coming in too.
Yeah, it's going to be windy, really windy through this evening, and then they'll slowly diminish. But even just light winds is going to be
you're going to feel it.
Yeah, you're really going to feel it.
All right, Mary, thank you. Coming up tomorrow on Talk Pittsburgh, would you buy that cute dress or pair of jeans if you didn't know how much it costs? Shoppers are noticing missing price tags on clothing at major retailers. We're going to find out why these big box stores are doing it and what it could mean for you next time you hit the aisle.
And feel the love at Pip's newest seasonal show. Orchids and bonsai trees are taking over the greenhouse. Boaz is showing you around and sharing some inside knowledge you won't get anywhere else.
That's speed reading.
Yes.
We're wrapping it up for tomorrow. Thank you, Peter, for being with us. We'll see you again. KDKA TV News at 4 starts now.